Hey kiddos! Before we get into tonight's scary tale, I'd like to introduce you to my new pet. His name's Eerie. He has a terror tale of his own. Tonight's skin-pimpling story is about a dog that follows a man everywhere he goes. I call this chilling story The Little Black Dog. Set, play dead. Good boy!
There was an old man named Billy who claimed that he'd been followed around by a little black dog. He said it followed him wherever he went and wouldn't leave him alone. Billy could often be seen hollering and cursing and throwing rocks, trying to drive the dog away. And all of the people in the town thought he was crazy, because there was no dog there. Whenever someone tried to tell Billy there wasn't any dog there to see, he'd reply,
"Maybe you don't see it, but I do. I'm not any crazier than you are."
As the story goes, first time he saw the little black dog was on the day he killed Silas Burton. Back in those days, the town was full of robbers and bandits. Everyone carried a gun and people were always going around fighting each other or killing each other. Billy was a young man back then, as he hated Silas Burton. They had been feuding for years, and one day, Billy saw Cyrus riding down toward him, and soon their eyes met. Both men went for their guns, and Billy managed to get to his first, and he fired the first shot. He hit Silas Burton square in the shoulder, knocking him off his horse. The horse got scared and ran off, leaving Silas Burton laying in the dirt with a bloody arm and a broken back. His gun had fallen where he couldn't reach it, and he was just a sitting duck. He lay there on the ground, withering in pain and begging Billy not to kill him. Billy just looked down at him and spit in his face. When he leveled his gun, he killed him in cold blood. Silas Burton's little black dog came running over and started licking the dead man's face. Then it let out a pitiful whine and started barking and snarling at Billy. Still in a murderous rage, Billy killed the dog too and left both corpses lying there in the road. Back then there was no law in town, so there was no sheriff and no deputies to arrest Billy. After the murder, he just walked home, drank a few beers, and he went to bed. But all night long, he heard the little black dog whining outside his cabin.
I must be imagining things,
Billy said to himself as he tossed and turned in bed.
That dog is dead. I know, because I shot it myself.
The next morning when Billy woke up, he looked out the window and saw the dog snarling back at him. It was waiting for him outside. From that moment on, not a day went by when he didn't see it. At night, the dog would be scratching on his door and barking to be let in. During the day, it would follow him around town. Billy kept finding black dog hairs everywhere. They were on his chair, on his floor, in his bed, and sometimes he even found them in his food. The whole house stank of dog.
It ain't my imagination,
Billy said to himself.
That's Cy Burton's little black dog.
Things went on like that for many years. And then, one morning, in the middle of winter, the neighbors didn't see any smoke coming from Billy's chimney. When they went into his house to check on him, Billy wasn't there. A few days later, they found his body lying in a field behind his cabin. And Billy had plenty of enemies. And at first, it seemed like somebody might have killed him, but there wasn't a mark on him. He was lying in the snow, and there wasn't any footprints out there, except for Billy's. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong with the body, and he couldn't figure out the cause of death. He said that Billy might have died from old age, or a heart attack, or the cold, but nobody believed that. There was something odd about his death. When the neighbors found Billy, there were black dog hairs all over his clothes. There were even a few on his face. It smelled like a dog had been out there, yet no no one had seen a dog anywhere.
Looks like that little black dog got his rough binge. Hey, what do you call a cold dog? A chili dog! No, Erie, no. Well, that's all the time we have for this one, my tiny fiends. Join me next week for some more haunting tales. Until next time, remember to stay spooky.